What's up, crypto enthusiasts? Welcome back to another video. My name is Peter. I'm the founder of Wise Token and the Wise ecosystem, and today we are going to talk about DAOs. So DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, and one of the things they do really well is decentralized profits, decentralized benefits, decentralized governance. So you can see the theme of decentralization there. So unlike a traditional company where they are designed to reward a small group. They're designed to have the executives, the CEO, founder, the seed investors. They're designed to make a ton of money, whereas the large group of users, workers, regular investors, they don't make any of that money because they don't hold any equity. Now, they get to use the product that is made, and that's why the users exist. However, they don't get to participate in the actual seed round. So if the company were to go public, an IPO, that's when it's open to the public. But by that time, somebody's already made like lots and lots and lots of money. You don't get to participate on the same level as these guys do. So that's the traditional company, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, blockchain technology allows us to be able to do it a better way. So DAOs allow everyone to have a fair chance at equity. And so, first of all, this doesn't mean equality of wealth. Everybody doesn't necessarily have the same share because, whatever the DAO is made up of, whether it's tokens, NFTs, you can buy more voting power. You can buy more into the DAO, and that'll give you more benefits. But the point is, everybody got in on equal footing. So that's the point there. So then all the profits that are made by the DAO, the DAOs could be doing anything. Like you could replace DAO with company. Pretty much anything a company can do, you can create a DAO to do it. It's just a different way of organizing the company structure. So imagine a successful, profitable company that is a DAO. Well, all the profits are being distributed to everyone, all of the DAO holders proportionally, instead of just all going to, the people that had the first idea, the people that started, the people that did the initial funding in the seed rounds. Also, ongoing benefits go equally to the DAO members. Now, there could be levels of membership. Like, for instance, NFT communities are similar to DAOs. And so, for instance, if you have like a Bored Ape or something, you will be able to attend exclusive, Bored Ape Yacht Club meetings at like NFT NYC and Art Basel Miami, that type of thing. There could also be levels to that membership. Like you get better membership if you got a more expensive NFT, something like that. And then decentralized governance, meaning that everyone can vote. And once again, it's not complete equality of votes. It's not that everyone in the organization gets an equal vote, because sometimes some people are bought more into the DAO. You can purchase more of the DAO's share and then have more votes. So why aren't there more DAOs? Why don't they actually work? So there's some problems with DAOs. And some of the, well, actually, let's first talk about what we would like the DAO to be. So I would love it, and I'm sure the whole world would love it, if DAOs were able to accomplish extremely useful goods and services, like absolute gems. Like if you think of like maybe the most useful thing that you use, like what company is that? Maybe it's Amazon, and you love, the deliveries that are next day, and you're an Amazon Prime member. Or maybe it's a restaurant, or whatever company is successful. Imagine if that was owned by the community of users, and if everybody had a fair chance to invest on equal footing with each other. Wouldn't that be amazing? But there's a problem, and the problem is that a DAO requires sacrifice, hard work, lots of time, and lots of money. And the problem is that, it's impossible to distribute the workload evenly. So, for instance, let's say you're the next Jeff Bezos, and you're going to make the next Amazon, and you've got the idea, and you've got the know-how, and you've got the team of people to do it. What about everyone else in your DAO? Like they're probably not going to be able to contribute equally, and they maybe don't even want to contribute equally. Maybe some of those DAO members, all they want to do is like purchase their share of tokens and then just sit back and reap the benefits from the DAO. Are you really going to go through with making the next Amazon, the next multi-billion-dollar company, and then accept that your share is just your share of the DAO, and you're going to let everybody else in the DAO benefit off of your work? That is unfair to the ones that are doing the work, and that's why you don't see a lot of people doing that. Most people that are capable of making great things, let's say a company, goods, or services that actually generate revenue, millions of dollars every year, someone capable of doing that, or a small team of people capable of doing that, don't want to just give away their hard work to a DAO. And since it's impossible to distribute the workload evenly, and that's just never going to happen. That's why people usually build their own companies. So most of DeFi today, most of NFTs today, even though they are great products and services, there's great ones. Most of them are still the traditional company routes, where everybody gets to use the service, everybody gets to use the goods. However, the actual equity that's being made goes back to the people who started it in the traditional company manner. So I like to use the example of the Aave protocol. So Aave is a great, wonderful decentralized lending and borrowing protocol. A lot of people use it. It's very successful. It makes millions of dollars per year. But although everybody gets to use it, and that's wonderful, wouldn't it be so much better if the money being made didn't go to the small founding group, but if that was actually distributed to the users in an intentional and equitable way? Wouldn't that product be so much better? So the last problem with the DAOs is that bureaucracy hinders progress. So because everyone is in the DAO, there's a lot of people that have a vote. And so if you think of what it takes for a company to be successful, especially a startup company, it takes all these things, but many times it requires really good leadership that is able to pivot and that is able to call the shots. But you can't really do that in a DAO when you got to vote on everything and some people aren't going to disagree with you. There's this bureaucracy that comes with DAOs where it'd be like a small startup with a big chain and ball that's like weighing you down to be able to innovate at the speed of progress. You just couldn't do it. So those are the issues. But so that's why we don't have any DAOs that are creating like these wonderful products. Like you would hope that DAOs would be able to get together and build the best services in DeFi. But the best stuff in DeFi, like OpenSea, the biggest marketplace for trading NFTs, Aave, and many of these different protocols that are used by everybody that are the best ones in DeFi and the best ones in NFTs, those are the traditional company model. They aren't DAOs. And I just explained the reasons for that. But let's just say for a minute, what if that perfect DAO were to exist? What if that perfect DAO were to exist that had, the best services in all of DeFi and NFTs, just super cutting edge stuff, and they didn't have those CEOs at the that own a huge chunk of it. They didn't have those seed investors that own a chunk of it. What if there was this ecosystem of products that are useful and cutting edge, but everyone in the community, all the users, had a chance to buy in on an equal footing with the founder, on an equal footing with the original investors, at an equal footing with everyone? Let's just put our imagination caps on for a second and think, what would that create? So what would be the benefits of having a fair and equitable ecosystem? What if that were to exist? Well, the first thing is that that community would benefit more from that ecosystem than anywhere else. Because if you're even talking about just copy and pasting products and just running them at the same level that they're run by these other companies, if we just the difference of all of the revenue going to a select few people that started the whole thing, and all of the money going to the actual users, the actual community. Obviously the community is going to benefit more with those goods and services and products that they're actually gaining the revenue from. So that's special, because even if, let's say, even if the product weren't as good as the best one on the market, if you are gaining the revenue from that product, then it's going to be better anyway, because you are gaining the revenue from that. It's just strictly better than one where you're not gaining the revenue from the ecosystem. It's more efficient for the user. And this is what blockchain technology allows us to do. Because if you were to take like a grocery store or a bank or or a restaurant, you can't build that in a way where you don't have ongoing work needed from like a CEO who's running it, the manager, the employees. Those people need to be paid. But on blockchain, you can literally create a smart contract that has a complex financial ecosystem on it. It can have a complex financial product all written in code. And yeah, it takes work to write the code, but once that code is uploaded and deployed, once there's a website connected to it, once it all works, it doesn't require any of that. So that allows the efficiency of the system. It allows for the possibility to build a system where all of the revenue from that system goes back to the users in an intelligent way. The second benefit of having an ecosystem like that existing would be that it would be nearly impossible to compete with because of lack of incentives. Remember in this illustration here, where we have the illustration here of the DAO on what the problems are. It's unfair to the ones doing the work. So because it's unfair to the ones doing the work, that means, like, why would anybody compete? Like, if that ecosystem already existed, why would anyone want to compete? Because they'd have to give up their own time, their own resources. They'd have to sacrifice. They'd have to put in lots of money, lots of hard work, and they wouldn't be getting the benefits from it because they're turning over all of the profits to the users. So, I mean, we're talking hypothetically here, but hypothetically, if that were to exist, who would compete with that? There would be no incentive to compete with. And this ecosystem that is equitable for the users and community would basically drive out all the users from the other ones, because the other ones would have to become fair and become a lot more like this in order to compete, or they're going to lose their users. They would need to do it to retain the users. So that would incentivize more projects to build inside this existing ecosystem. Yes, they're still going to have to make a fairer model, but they can't. But they're not going to spend the time and money to create a whole new competing fair ecosystem, because first of all, there's no disadvantage for them joining this ecosystem, because if this ecosystem was truly fair, then when they buy into it, they're not at a disadvantage compared to anyone else. Unlike other companies where if I wanted to build a company on my own or a company in somebody else's ecosystem, well, if that ecosystem is controlled and owned by the people that built it, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage, because now those people have an advantage over me in that ecosystem that I don't. But if it's a fair ecosystem, then buying in, there's no disadvantage from you, yet you're going to reap all the benefits of the network effects from being inside that ecosystem. So I'll explain more on that later. So we all, have agreed that it would be good if an ecosystem like this were to exist. And I've got good news for you, because it does. Now, don't get too excited because it's not fully complete yet. However, a good portion of it is. At least 50% of it is already done, and it's called the Wise ecosystem. I'm the founder of Wise. I'm the founder of the Wise token and the ecosystem as well. So here's how Wise works. First of all, Wise is like a concentrated version of Ethereum. I will go into that in a minute here, but you can for now just consider swapping the idea of what Wise token with Ethereum. So we have this thing, Ethereum, most of us on this channel are going to strongly agree that Ethereum is good. We want more of it. It's a good, form of money. It's not meant to be money. It's meant to be gas in the Ethereum ecosystem to complete transactions, but it's a good store of value because ecosystem, the Ethereum is a very vibrant and growing ecosystem with thousands of developers. And it's growing, and that makes the demand go up and the price go up as well. So we have this token, WISE token, and then we have this token I'm going to show you in a minute was launched completely fairly. I didn't get any free tokens. My team didn't get any free tokens. There was no seed investors. There was no VCs, and all of the token was distributed 100% in a token sale that everyone had equal footing on. Now, I bought WISE tokens, but I had to buy it at the same rate as everybody else in the market. And since I believe in my own product, I actually sold my own home to be able to purchase WISE tokens. So I bought as much as I could, and I still have less than 1% of the total supply of WISE. WISE is that decentralized, that well distributed, that nobody even owns 1% of the tokens. So it's very fair. Going back to this right here, it incentivizes more products to build inside the ecosystem. So if somebody wants to be part of my ecosystem, then they can buy WISE. And there's nothing stopping somebody from buying 1%, 2%. You'll have more than twice as much than me if you buy 2% of the WISE token supply. It's going to be pretty expensive because we've got a decent sized market cap. However, it's possible. Anybody can do it. Anybody can join the ecosystem by either purchasing tokens or by pairing their token with WISE instead of pairing it with Ethereum, because that merges. That's like an automatic partnership that merges their token with ours. So we got this token. Doesn't do anything besides be a token. That's a concentrated version of Ethereum. So it's not a shit token because it's a concentrated version of Ethereum. And then we have apps. So liquid NFTs, WISE Lend Borrow. So these are apps that I'm building. These are those products and services that are, cutting edge and good stuff. So if we go to the wisetoken.com website, you can click on liquid NFTs here and you can see this is the first product that we built. And so what this is it's a service where you've got these pools and you can instantly get a loan if you have an NFT. So you can see here, these people have NFTs. There's a moonbird, there's a cool cat, there's a doodle, and they have taken out a loan using their NFTs as collateral. So the NFTs are in the pool, and so you can either be the owner of the NFT that uses it as collateral to get a loan in USDC or Ethereum, or you could be the lender and you could earn APY by dumping money in the pool and just leaving it there. People will borrow it, and then that just gives you APY. So this is the platform. The way the platform makes money is that 10% of the interest that the borrowers are paying on their loan is revenue. And that revenue goes back to WISE because that revenue buys WISE. And, it buys WISE, it holds it in a contract, and it distributes it just automatically and naturally. It's distributed to the owners of the liquid NFTs. Liquid NFTs is decentralized. We are going to hold a token sale just like we had for WISE for liquid NFTs. Liquid NFTs token will be a proxy of WISE, meaning you have to have WISE to purchase it. You will purchase the liquid NFTs tokens with WISE. It'll be fully distributed after the token sale. No, hyperinflation, none of that. And your share of the liquid NFTs token, the IQ token, is going to equal your share of the WISE that is purchased. So the money you sent to buy the IQ tokens, that doesn't go anywhere. So like you can cash that out anywhere, anytime you want to. And the revenue from the platform of liquid NFTs and soon to be Lend and Borrow, which will also be using the IQ token, that revenue goes to buying WISE, which is added to the pool of money that is held by the IQ token holders. So it's very, very good tokenomics. It's deflationary tokenomics, because in order to cash out your share of WISE, which you can then easily swap for Ethereum, You have to burn your tokens. So if you have IQ tokens and you want to cash out your Wise, it's going to be growing every single week. So if you see that Liquid NFTs is making money, Wise Lend and Borrow is making money, it's purchasing Wise every single week. Well, then you shouldn't cash out unless you really need to, because you'll be earning money. But whenever you do want to cash out, you have to burn your IQ tokens, which means that the IQ token is very deflationary, hyper deflationary, and that means the value of the IQ token is going to be going up as people cash out, and as Liquid NFTs and Wise Lend Borrow grow in profitability. So now let's talk about the Wise token. So the Wise token, you can see if you scroll to the bottom of our website, wisetoken.com, liquidity transformer. So this was a 50-day auction event. And so during this time, 50% of the supply was auctioned off. And so the way it worked, it was just like 5 million Wise tokens a day for 50 days. That equals 50% of the total Wise. And so every single day, we had users. Day one, you can see a little over 1,000 users. They sent in a collective 645 ETH. So this day, they got some pretty cheap Wise tokens because only 645 ETH was sent in. This was the cheapest day right here. 500 ETH was sent in. So go all the way to the end. On the 50th day, almost 3 times the amount of users participated. They sent in 3,283 Ethereum. So this day, Wise was expensive. But, it's always up to the free market. So it's an auction every single day. However much money comes in. And that's the way it happened. So we raised a collective 57,900 total Ether. And then what did we do with that? Did I take it? No, I didn't. We used that to create a market for Wise token. So if we go back to our main website, and you can see want proof right here, you can view Uniswap. And you can see this massive liquidity pool. If we go to pairs on Uniswap version 2, you can see that Wise is the number 1 pair on Uniswap. We're in a bear market right now, a serious bear market, but we still have $85 million of liquidity. This has been as high as $500 million at the peak of the bull market when Ethereum was $4,800. So this is the liquidity pool that was created, because remember, we sold 50% in this auction of all the tokens, and then the other 50% was paired with this Ethereum that was raised, and that's why we have a massive pool. So notice that equals 100%. There's no extra tokens. I didn't get any extra tokens. There was no extra tokens given out to anybody else. We had 50% auctioned off, fair market auction. I purchased in that auction as well at the same rate and risk as all the other users, and then the other 50% got paired here. Now, what was the purpose of that? Well, after pairing and creating that massive liquidity pool, we then burnt the keys to that liquidity pool. So this would be the Uniswap liquidity provider LP tokens for the Wise and Ethereum pool. As you can see, this is a null address. We sent it to a burn address. So basically no one owns that now. And you can see 99.99% of that liquidity pool, it's ownerless. Nobody owns it because we burnt the keys for it. So what did that do? Well, that created a permanent market, because you can still trade. So anyone can come to this liquidity pool, and there's $85 million of tradable liquidity. You can sell Wise, or you can sell Wise for Ether, or you can buy Wise with Ether, and you can do that forever, and nobody can stop that, and nobody can take away this pool. This pool is unruggable because it's locked forever. So by doing that, we created an immediate permanent market for all of Wise token, and we simultaneously created a price floor for the Wise token in Ethereum, because there's only so much Ethereum in the ecosystem. There's a finite amount, and if all of that were to be sold into this pool, if all the Wise in the entire ecosystem were sold, then there would still be Ethereum left in this pair. There would still be 28,000 Ethereum left in this pair. So that's why. So this is why Wise is a concentrated version of Ethereum. Now, Wise has a very small market cap compared to Ethereum, and that's why we created Wise, because we wanted a concentrated version of Ethereum that has a smaller market cap. Why is that? Well, if we go back to our illustration here, remember all of the apps that I'm building are going to benefit Wise. Now, if I just had them buy Ethereum and then distribute Ethereum to the users, that would be great too. However, it wouldn't really affect the market cap of Ethereum that much unless I was doing, tens of billions in volume. But it will affect the market cap of Wise, because the market cap of Wise, it's a concentrated version of Ethereum, but it's a much smaller market cap. So when millions of revenue per year are going here and buying Wise, then distributing to the holders who are incentivized to hold those Wise tokens and not cash them out, because if they cash out, they're going to burn their IQ tokens. Well, what that means is the market cap for Wise is going to raise if those things are true and if these products are successful. So that's what that is all about. And so if you want to learn more about all that stuff, we have a wonderful frequently asked questions section here, and you can see what is a use case of Wise, what does backed by ETH mean, the super technical definition. How are app token holders incentivized to hold? We just explained that a little bit. Does Wise have inflation? What else makes Wise unique? And how do I make a referral link? So those things you can learn there. Wisetoken.com, wisetoken.net brings you to the same website right here. This is our main website. So why did I decide to do this? Why did I spend literally millions of dollars to build Wise? Why did I spend millions of dollars to build liquid NFTs? Why am I building Wise Lend and Borrow and pursuing partnerships with other people to create these things, only to create revenue streams that go back to Wise? Why is that? Well, it's true. It's not actually fair. It's not actually fair to me. But the thing is, I want this ecosystem to exist, and it doesn't exist yet. I think it will. I think it would have inevitably existed soon, because right now the DeFi NFT, the builder space, it's not saturated enough yet. If you think about a saturated market, like for instance on your iPhone or your Google phone or Android, you have apps. And a lot of those apps don't cost anything to download, and they don't cost anything to use. They might have in-app purchases, or they might just be free. All of those apps cost lots of money to build, I guarantee you. Some of them millions of dollars for a team to build that. And yet they're free to download, and some of them are free to use, and that's wonderful. That's because the market is saturated, and the competition forced those people to offer their products for free. If it wasn't saturated, I can guarantee you in the early days, we had a lot more people charging money for those apps, because those apps cost money. Well, it's going to be the same thing for cryptocurrency. Give it time, whether it's 5 years, whether it's 10 years, you will eventually not be able to have sustainable companies that are traditional companies that are working this way, because the competition will be more fair and more fair and more fair until it's free and they got to monetize some other way. So we are trying to, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to jump the gun on what I know is inevitably going to happen and create the fairest ecosystem possible, because we know that if it were to exist, it would be nearly impossible to compete with. So that's why I'm doing this. And that's why I believe in what I'm doing more than anyone else. So much to the point where I sold my house to buy my own tokens. And I bought them at the fair market rate that in competition with everyone else. I believe in what I'm doing, and it's almost complete, because we just launched liquid NFTs, and now of course, if we go back here, now if these revenue streams aren't generating any revenue, if these products are bad, if these products aren't making money, if users aren't using them, then of course this model completely breaks, because the products need to be useful, they need to be equitable, they need to be cutting edge for people to actually use them. But if it does work, then we've just created what could be the biggest app on Ethereum. It could be the biggest app in the world. It could redefine the standards of our global financial ecosystem if we have a model like this, and everybody is on board. So that's where you guys come in. That's what the Wise Army is. So we are not complete yet. We aren't generating millions of revenue yet. We just started. But this is our model, and we've gotten so far because if you look, like, we created this massive liquidity pool. We raised 57,900 ETH to create this liquidity pool, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's a bear market. A lot of people have sold, but that doesn't take it away. It can never be removed. It can never go away. And this liquidity is big enough that it can stretch so big to hundreds of billions of dollars. By the time we have our apps and our apps are going well and they're generating money, and that incentivizes other people to build in our ecosystem to pair their tokens with Wise. Maybe they even use us as a launch pad. We can do a 50-day auction for them. They can pair their tokens with Wise at the end. Maybe we can even create a grants program that incentivizes people to do that. So many possibilities. So in many ways, we're just in the beginning here, and we need the support of the Wise Army. Because this market is filled with like NFT degens who are looking for an immediate 5x, 10x, 100x flip with NFTs. They're on to the next shiny thing, and they're getting scammed here, they're getting scammed there. They're putting their money in centralized services, they're clicking on scams. They're not educated, and they're not focusing on building the space in a sustainable way like what we're doing. But it's not going to be forever. Like I said, the competition will drive fairness. It's just a matter of time. And we are jumping the gun, and we're going to be the first ecosystem to actually do this. And we've made great headway. So we need your support. We need you to understand that, yeah, we've been building for 2 years and we've accomplished something great, but we need your support to raise awareness for liquid NFTs, to raise awareness for lending and borrowing, to raise awareness to other projects that are launching, to let them know that there's the possibility of partnering with Wise simply by just pairing your token with Wise, and that the opportunity is there for us to work. Like, we will work for other projects. We will help build. We will give grants. We just want to create the best ecosystem possible that is equitable to everyone. So if you're excited about that, and by the way, we will be launching NFTs, NFT profile pictures with amazing arts. That is going to be a free mint that you can hold, and that is your token. That is your community card for being in the Wise Army. And we just have so much going on. Our team has grown so much. You can see that on the original Wise website. You can see the OG, the original team right here. So some of these people are not here anymore because they have moved on. It's been 2 years. Not everybody stays, but a lot of these people are still here, and our team has grown significantly. So we are so big now that we're actually building, we have enough firepower to build powerful apps like these for us and for other people as well that want to partner with us. So this is exciting. If you are, excited by this, if this, maybe restores some faith in the whole DeFi cryptocurrency blockchain space, well, then become a member of the Wise Army, which is free and easy to do. First of all, like this video and subscribe, because I'm making a lot more content. And second of all, join our Twitter, join our Discord, join our Telegram, and stay active, stay part, because we can't do this without you. Because we can create the most wonderful products in the world, but if we don't have an army of users who are spreading the word, carrying the banner, and just being active and attentive, then it's only going to get so far. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to join the Wise Army and to hit that like button. I will be making lots more videos, so stay tuned. Thanks again so much, and I will see you in the next video.